Hi, hello, ni hao. I'm Margar Jude and welcome back to another video. If you haven't been looking on Twitter, well, I think it's quite obscure because this is happening in France. There is a riot going on with the Kurds. Just a little backstory behind what has happened. Now, there was a gunman who went into a Kurdish cultural center and a hair salon and basically shot up the places. 3 people, 2 men and 1 woman, died, and they were all of the Kurdish ethnicity. Now, this gunman has been arrested, and it was reported that he admitted to being a racist and said that he hated foreigners. That's why he went up and shot the place. And you know, this came to a shock to the Kurdish community in France, because not only was this, you know, tragic, but also it was the 10th year anniversary of the 2013 Kurdish killings, where 3 Kurdish activists who had ties to, I think, the PKK were killed. A lot of Kurdish people took to the streets to voice their concerns, basically. And this was a very peaceful protest seen by these photos, which was at the start. But then it got violent. Well, we don't know what started it, but it became a lot violent. And you see, and if you can see,
Far away, fires burned in the middle of the street.
So for the Americans out there who are watching this, anything looks familiar? Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this. Why make yourself look like a clown in front of the French people? Because the thing is that you're fighting violence with violence. Why make your community look like a joke? Like something serious has happened to your community, but what do? You burn down Paris? You do realize that by rioting on the streets and basically breaking random people's property, setting things on fire, and basically causing destruction to the 10th district of Paris altogether, you actually delegitimize your cause. Now, from here on out, it gets funny. I would have expected that the Kurdish community would have come out and say that we're here to fight for our rights, but how we did that was unacceptable. We shouldn't have done that. Instead, we should have protested peacefully. You know, basically a public denunciation from the Kurdish community in France to clear things out of the way. But what did they do? What did they do, huh? What did they do? So taken from this BBC article, it says this: the community was again afraid, having been traumatized by January 2013 murders. Now, another one taken from Reuters said this: we are not being protected at all. In 10 years, 6 Kurdish activists have been killed in the heart of Paris in broad daylight. I'm talking about this lawyer who was saying that the community was again afraid and having been traumatized. Are you sure it's traumatized? If that is traumatized, the French should be up in arms about it. They should have destroyed their cities. They should have completely nuked the country. Because in the last 10 years, there have been many terrorist attacks against France. And anyways, talking about that Berivan Firat, who said that we are not being protected at all, if you want to be protected by the police, shouldn't you be on their good side instead of literally fighting them? Like, if that's the case, then who wants to protect you after that? Anyways, what does she mean by special, that we are not being protected at all? Because it seems like she wants special protection, because she said that 6 Kurdish activists were killed. I think she's trying to make it seem that there's like there's political violence towards the Kurdish community. Now, the thing is that the 2013 killings and the 2022 killings are 2 completely different tragedies that happened towards the Kurdish community in France. The 2013 killings was actually a political killing. It was a political killing. The suspect was a Turkish man who was probably sent out by the Turkish government to kill these 2013, to kill these 3 women, because after all they had ties to the PKK, and basically try to undermine the PKK military, so that Turkey can advance their agenda in the Middle East, which is I think to annex Rojava. However, the 2022 killings was by a gunman who hated foreigners. That gunman could have targeted Arabs, could have targeted black people, could have targeted Chinese people. It just so happens that it was a coincidence that he targeted the Kurds this round. So I think Berivan is trying to use this for her political agenda, which is to get a sovereign Kurdish nation. I think she knows that Macron supports the PKK and the YPJ. So she's probably using this and spinning this as a politically motivated attack when it wasn't at all. So to basically try and win the French government over to basically gain a sovereign Kurdish nation. And in my opinion, I don't find it a problem that she wants to have her own Kurdish nation. I mean, by all means, you do you, sis. But the thing is that to use this tragic event and spin this as a politically motivated one, I think you're doing a disservice to your own people, because 3 innocent lives have been taken, but you are out here trying to make a political statement. In conclusion, do not be the next BLM. Okay, violence delegitimizes your movement, it delegitimizes your protest, it delegitimizes your goals. So yeah, no one will take you seriously after that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I have been your host, Margar Geode, and I will see you next time. Bye!